Alrighty, so today we're playing some more Tropico 6 back on the Conservative Island episode number 2. And I failed to mention this on the last episode, but we have the Chinese New Year Tropico 6 emblem, which is kind of cool. But let's get back into the series. This is everything that we had going on yesterday. Let's go ahead and just hit play, waiting on our sabotages to finish on up. I really like the way that this is looking so far. Unemployed person and one vacant job, so it would be nice to kind of find a new job site for them. Ideally, you know what, as a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's get cracking on all of the potential mines that we have. So we'll go up here, get that iron, get this gold. Let's do a double on this coal. Okay, I think that's good. Keep this road kind of snug up against the wall here. Get this road curving around. That's fine. And then for this set of mines over here, we'll probably end up changing the road out later on, but for now this is okay, I'd suppose. I'm gonna go ahead and quick build these. Quick building production sites, I think's always a fine idea, because the sooner you get these production sites up and running... Oh man, that's kind of annoying, but the sooner you get these up and running, the sooner that they'll start producing, right? Let's focus on the gold first off, and let's keep this mine up and running. Control click, max budget for all of our mines, and we'll soon change this to profit protocol. It's going to decrease the job quality significantly, but we are going to get a lot more stuff out of them. Increases efficiency and pollution, that's fine. As long as the building's not next to your population, you don't really need to worry about pollution. Canary coal preparation plants. Coal preparation plants will be fine. Adding extra job spots. With extra job spots and these buildings being on the work mode almost human, or sorry, profit protocol, and having the edict employee of the month, we're going to get a lot of coal. Maybe another iron mine over there. Let's go and pick up roasting chamber for this as well. Press play on it and then pause it. These two buildings will do the same. Get coal preparation plant on both of them. And then go back through and pause them. I wish there was like a shortcut key to like pause and unpause buildings. Did we get coal preparation plant? We did. Okay, so now we have all of our vacant job slots dealt with. We have 3 buildings paused, so if a bunch of people move in relatively quickly, they'll be able to find a job on our little island here. Vacant homes, we're pretty close to the limit, so let's go ahead and... Oh no, I just paused. No, I didn't. Let's go ahead and unpause literally all of the housing, it's fine. And then we will look to upgrade all of this housing, pick up all of the necessary upgrades like electrifying, and let's consider building, since we're here, a power plant. And it's only 12k, which is pretty expensive, but I think we'll be alright. I want to find some snug spot, but this looks okay here. And then I think it's rather, I don't know if this is like a conservative thing, but something that I think will go well with this island is a garbage dump, right? Like, I mean, every city that I've ever lived in here in America, they got a garbage dump kind of like outside of town. So we'll go ahead and put a garbage dump like kind of maybe over here, just like isolated by itself. Garbage dumps reach way further than the building that I typically go for, the waste treatment facility. But that's going to be rather quite ideal for us because we're going to want it kind of far away, and it actually produces pollution itself, so we're going to want to isolate our population from that. Let's go ahead and unpause yet another mining building. And as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get employee of the month now. And let's change these all to profit protocol. So it's going to be kind of insane. It's going to make our population a little bit more upset, ruining the job happiness. But that's fine. So there's a third sabotage, and hopefully we get a good final objective for this era. I mean, I've gotten rather lucky on every series lately, and so I kind of have a feeling that our luck's going to run out today. And we're going to end up having to wait the whole decade, which kind of sucks, but I mean, it's okay. Check in on things. Our restaurant is completely full. Our theater's relatively full. We could probably go through and do some more job sites. Let's actually get second shift for at least one right now. And we'll second shift all of these. It's more cost not expensive, but cost efficient to actually just build new Teamsters offices, but this will be alright. Okay. I want to, in future series, any more series that I do on Tropico, getting close to what I've like wanted completely done with all of my videos here. Like, I've made a bunch of different islands covering most of the factions. That's why I'm making this series, is to cover the conservative faction, which is one that I haven't done yet, but I want to cover all the factions, get all the interesting build ideas I have completely built up and posted on YouTube, and then afterwards, oh no, is that criminal? It is. But yeah, I mean, I'm getting pretty close to like my limits for Tropico, I think. Just a couple more different island builds. I do want to quickly make like a couple series getting all of the different achievements and whatnot. Dual demand, produce corn, or set the constitution to on religion and state to theocracy. We'll produce corn, because that's actually possible. But as time goes on, I'm like, eventually I'll have built everything that I wanted to build in Tropico here. So there's probably like a good maybe 6 series left that I can potentially squeeze out of Tropico here. Not only squeeze, I enjoy playing this game. And I enjoy sharing, oh look at that. I enjoy sharing like all of my tips and tricks. Oh man, we have to wait the decade. I knew it. I had a feeling. So we gotta wait a whole decade. Let's go into ×4 speed. Hopefully we can move on to the next era around that decade. I mean, on ×4 speed it moves pretty quickly. Let's check in on our population. Plenty of vacant jobs, handful of homeless families, well-off people. So let's go ahead and start upgrading some of these. Modernize. Modernize. I wonder if this edict, urban development, is going to make it cheaper. So it's like a little over 1,000 there. Oh yeah, it does. Okay. So we can use that to set up our population with a bunch of extra homes here. And modernizing each of these is quickly going to make a return on investment, because the actual houses have a much better, first off, housing quality, but they also have a much better rent. So that's fine. I don't know what it is, but the knocking noise from the little country houses always kind of spooked me out. Spooked out. Produce rum. We'll accept, but we're not going to do it because we cannot. I wonder if anyone's getting upset that we're making country houses, or turning these into houses. The militarist are? Really? The religious don't care, but the militarists don't like houses. So we're going to change this. We're going to focus our attention into pushing everyone towards the religious faction. Reason being is that the militarists hate houses, I guess. Communists don't really care about it, and the capitalists, yeah, I had a feeling that they would like it. So we're going to do capitalist, religious, conservative, and probably industrialist, because we are going to set up some industry. Yes. Okay, so let's start moving people towards the religious faction. I do want to build a high school. I don't know how efficient it's going to be, but let's build one up. Can probably fit it here. I think it's a good spot. Yes, let's do that. So there's that. Let's make sure these are all in the second lowest budget. And so I just built that. What else did I want to do? There was something. Oh yeah, radio station. Let's go and do a radio station as well. We do have. Yeah, we have a coal power plant. So that means we can build up a radio station. So the radio station, I'm not going to try to specifically fit it into a location that's going to be like mixed in snugly, like looks good. Like right here probably will look pretty decent, right? But we're more worried about getting into a decent position to affect as many of our population as possible, as much of our population as possible. So ideally, I think that I would actually want to move this embassy. Let's move it. Let's relocate this to the side over here. Press play, and as a matter of fact, let's go ahead and demolish all these parks. Kind of sad. I really like that little setup. I've never done anything like that before. Oops. But it'll be okay. So let's go ahead, place our radio station here instead. So we can do this. We could probably build another clinic here, kind of like the same setup that we had for our first grocery. Clinics fill up really quickly. Like there's not that many like visitor slots, so getting a second one down is totally fine. And then right here, let's do a 2x3. Did we do? Yeah, we did the exact same 2x3 over here. That's okay though. Let's put this on high priority. I'd rather get the radio station done first, and I reckon we can research it. 750. We'll have to wait a little bit, but that's fine. So we're pushing everyone towards the capitalist faction already, right? We have way more capitalist than communist, and then slowly we'll push people towards the religious faction. And then if we research the high school, we're gonna wait for the Cold War, I suppose. High school. We'll research the high school once we make it to the next era, and we'll have this building also push people towards the religious faction. So let's go ahead and build a nice little park right out front of the high school. I think that looks okay. Yes. Visit the Axis embassy. Okay, we'll say okay, but I'm not going to really try to go out of my way to do that. Let's put this on public service advertisements. We'll make money off this radio station in the meantime. And we could probably get music all day. Looks like we have to wait for the Cold War, but it will make our little restaurant here. Oh, we can get freezer. Oh, that's Cold War 2. Our restaurant a little more effective, as well as our theater.
A listener wrote asking, how can I help El Presidente win the war? The palace replies, vote El Presidente in the next election.
Oh, we finished the cotton trade route. That's cool. Thinking about it, the theater, I've never done El Presidente, the musical, increases upkeep by 20%. Each citizen visiting the theater has a chance, efficiency divided by 2, to increase their approval. Increases upkeep, so it's going to keep the same service quality, which is pretty ideal, but it's going to increase people's approval. I could have swore it was a little bit different. I feel like this changed a bit. Either way, I'm gonna do that. El Presidente, the musical. I felt like it would like decrease their approval and do something else for us. Maybe I'm thinking about another building, but either way, we'll check out El Presidente, the musical. I've never done it before, but a lot of people visiting our theater here will give us some just free approval, which will be nice. So this neighborhood's almost completely finished. We have a bit more housing to put down. Plenty of vacant homes, so we'll hold off for now on quick building up homes. Let's see how much it's going to cost to electrify all of these. Only $11,000, so let's go ahead and do that. And that's going to allow us to lower the budget even further. And in doing so, still maintain a relatively decent housing quality, 48, just below 50. But now let's do the math real quick. Research complete radio station. So we're going to come over here real quick, change this to one for all? No. The voice. There we go. So now most of our population is being affected by this radio station. A handful of the miners out here are not. Let's go ahead and unpause these. Max out budget, protocol. But most of the people are being affected by this, which means most of the population is being pushed. Whereas the religious faction, which is good. I was just talking about something. Oh man, a bunch of blue houses in a row. I hate that, but I mean, eventually I might change it, but it might just maintain that way for now. But either way, so let's do the math real quick. That's what I was on. 8, so $54 minus the 8 for upkeep equals 46. It is a great day. So 48 times how many houses there are. So if we come to homes, residential buildings, I'm not sure if there's a way to actually see. No, there is like a building list right here. No, residential houses. So we have 29 times, what is that? 29 times the 46. So 46 times 29 is a number too hard for me to calculate in my head. But either way, that's how much money we're generating every single month off of rent alone, which is really cool. So let's see how well our economy is doing. At the end of every month, we're still losing money. But definitely electrifying all these buildings and lowering the budget is keeping our economy relatively safe. So that's good. Checking on the population again. Handful of vacant jobs. We're starting to run out of vacant housing. So let's go through. Let's hold control to see how much it's going to cost to modernize all of these. Only 10k. Let's do it. How much spare electricity do we have? We have a lot. So let's go ahead and electrify all of these for another 5k and lower all of them to the lowest budget. Let's check the beauty in this area. It's getting pretty bad around here. So if we consider going to show off, let's go to research and see if we can find the house. Yes, we can. Okay. It's going to take a bit of time, but that's okay. Time is on our side. Child allowances reached level 2. It's been a while since I checked what this did. So it's just leveling up child allowances decreases the cost of it, which is nice, but not like the most important of things. I should decide to fully commit to some sort of industry relatively soon. And I think in the industrial zone itself, we'll try and have a waste treatment facility. Public services, a waste treatment facility to manage the heavily polluting buildings. It might not be necessary, but considering the fact that it's like just across the street from our population, it might be important.
So remember to donate your unwanted bullets to keep our brave soldiers firing.
We should consider to put something here. The 3x4. I think we're doing fine in terms of like all of our buildings though. Media education. I could build a cabaret, but I feel like that is a bit not good. Funfair Pier, Busker Circus, nothing too interesting. I mean, alternatively what I could do is just fill it in with a bit of extra housing. Maybe I can kind of leave it for now and build up something else in the future. I'm curious whether or not I should do some tourism. Not sure. I mean, tourism could be fine.
The citizens are demanding elections, Presidente. It seems
Deliver a speech. We have a very high support, so shouldn't have to worry about it. Housing happiness is tanking. We'll praise the capitalist, blame no one, promise improvement of nothing. We don't need to try and eke out some extra support here. Our population's pretty happy with us.
Your prosperity is my honor. Your solidarity is my faith. And I gracefully accept your love. You are my Tropico. And what of my people? I feel your pain when your walls shudder and your roofs leak. Those of you who have roofs. But soon, roofs for all and walls for many. Our ongoing prosperity.
They call me the broker.
Okay, so clicking on the broker lets you kind of skip over El Presidente's speeches. Okay, either way.
My game would be business. Which business?
Turn my headset up.
What have you got?
Okay, we're gonna check out what show off does. Increases the beauty by 5 in the local area. So if you look here, beauty, I mean, this area is alright, right? Like, it's nothing too crazy. And it's starting to get really bad over here where we have these poor buildings. But let's check out what it does on if every single one of these houses is changed to show off. This area is gonna be like completely green, I reckon. Yep, look at that. Everything's like at 100 here. So very, very beautiful area to live in. And for now, it only increases the budget by $1, which I think is pretty neat. But beauty's not going to ever be like useful at all unless you have rich people living in mansions nearby. But there is some other things too. One, taverns, but taverns kind of suck. And we're not really like going with like a poor population here, so might not be that important. Well, I know for a fact it isn't that important. A botanical garden, I could put a botanical garden if it'll fit. No, it's way too big of a building. We do need some sort of entertainment building here. I wonder if the restaurant scales with beauty. I doubt it. Yeah, no. I want to put something that scales with the beauty in the local area. I know Funfair Pier does, but I mean, I think that would be kind of to put it here. I mean, screw it. This will be fine. And if I feel like it, maybe what I can do in the future is get rid of our dock and put it somewhere else. The Pirate Cove. Do we even need this building anymore? I don't think so. Open the raid screen. Start rescuing a lot of people. Increasing the population very quickly. Just depends. So let's go ahead and do this, I guess. Here's fine. Put that on high priority. Nothing else is being constructed right now, so priority literally doesn't matter, but that's okay. You know what, I'm going to leave this area open for our eventual fast food joint, which we get in the Cold War. We can also put movie theaters in certain locations. I think a movie theater would actually completely fill in this entire thing, so definitely don't want to put that there. We could put an arcade once we make it to the next era as well. And so this should have a pretty good service quality. 75 already, gets up to 90. We can do an extra round. So let's research this building then. Which, of course, it's a Cold War era building to research, but that's okay. Funfair Pier, already a 90 service quality. Really, really good, and everyone can come visit it, even poor people. So that's really nice. Buy war bonds. Okay, so we're gonna need jobs soon. And I'm fairly content with everything that's going on over here. Let's go through, check on everything. What we can do for some spare jobs is second shift both of our Teamsters offices. That's okay. And we have some people living in shacks right next to a plantation. Deleting time. Let's kind of consider what exactly we want to do in terms of industry. Haven't considered at all thus far. I mean, we can kind of like keep things a bit simple. And you know what? I want to do cigar factories and use them to kind of buff up, I believe it makes your banks better and yacht clubs. But we'll make sure to do this for a bank, which will be in the downtown area, right? But let's go ahead and pick up a rum distillery. Because we are producing sugar, so that's fine. Could even do 2 rum distilleries. But we don't have enough sugar being produced for 2. But for now, we'll do this. No, we don't need a quick build it. We'll put it on high priority. Which, again, nothing's being constructed, so priority doesn't matter right now. But that's okay. We'll get dunder stills and maybe electric stills. Which will be nice. Sugar. How many more days do we have to wait? Ooh, only a couple, like 1,000 more days. So let's max out the budget to the max here. We can do supply local market later on, but for now it's okay. Decreases sugar consumption and increases efficiency. Very good. Okay. So I'm really liking the way this is looking. Plenty of vacant jobs. Homeless families are well off. One's broke for some reason. How are you broke? Oh, because he's going to the high school. Okay, so let's research labor policy. Like, if you're an adult already, there's no way that you're going to be allowed to go to high school anymore. At that point, it's like you just got to work for the rest of your life. And you're not allowed to retire. Nice, this is looking pretty neat, honestly. I talk about it in my beginner's guide. It's one of the first tips that I talk about, like just going with aesthetically pleasing like builds is always going to be nice because it's going to be efficient, it's going to be nice to look at. And the more planning you do with, you know, really any like resource management city building game, the more planning you do, the better. Allow everyone to vote freely. Yeah, of course we're not going to lose this one. But we should kind of focus on our population a bit here. We're going to need more jobs soon. Now, it says we don't have sugar, but there's literally sugar in there. Oh, it maybe just showed up? Either way, so what's the efficiency of these two? 153. And then 130, this thing's up to 145 efficiency. We should have just enough.
The palace assures all its citizens that no country thinks Tropico is worth
The election is a
Nice.
landslide, Presidente. The metaphorical kind, not the kind that accidentally reduces the size of the workforce.
We could do military police. Employees of military buildings arrest criminals, increases the liberty penalty for military buildings by 40%. That's actually rather quite negligible, the liberty penalty for military buildings. Like, they don't really decrease the liberty nearby. But this is going to increase the military standing, which we're not really going for, and it increases the conservative standing by 5, which isn't really that good of a bonus, so we'll probably end up skipping over that one. The right to bear arms, I mean, not really like a very conservative thing. Maybe here in America because of the Constitution, but we'll probably end up doing it just for the liberty bonus. Decreases military standing, increases industrialist and capitalist standing. So yeah, the right to bear arms is going to mesh well with our island. And as a matter of fact, it might seem a bit extreme, but maybe we'll do religion and state and actually make this a theocracy. Yes. That is really extreme, but I think it'll be kind of cool. And then we might build military, like a little military complex. Maybe it'd be interesting to set up a military complex, like right in the middle of one of these neighborhoods. Don't build anything for them to use, just like a military fort with like a couple of, what's it called, it's on the outside, the guard towers. And the reason we can do that is because if we're gonna go with, where is it at? Good old days. The second sentence there, increases tourist rating by 4 plus 3 for each fort, and 1 for each guard tower, up to a cap of 10. So 4 plus the 3 from one fort is going to be 7, and then 3 extra guard towers brings us to the cap of 10. So that'll be nice. And of course this is going to give us conservative standing and religious standing. Oh no, yeah, and religious standing. Decreases intellectual standing, but we're not really worried about the intellectuals, right? So this is going to mesh super well with our island. So good old days, definitely going to be the move. And ideally, I would kind of, like, let's see how many rich people we have. Do we have any rich people? We do. We have a handful of rich people. So ideally, I would set up just a couple of parking garages here and there, but not super necessary right now. Once we start to run completely out of vacant homes, which it looks like we're kind of hitting the limit of that now. Starting to run out of vacant homes. Let's go ahead and start building up this next area over here. How much longer? Oh, we still need to wait 1500 days? Is that what you're telling me? Okay, so I shouldn't pause the game anymore, but let's see what other minerals we have. Even when I'm looking at these menus, I should keep the game running. Looks like we have a nickel mine over here, so let's go ahead and grab that. Another nickel mine, let's grab that one. Iron mine, gold mine. That's all fine. Ooh, a big gold mine here. Do 2 here. Okay, so now we just need to go through and connect this all up with roads. So let's build this that way, here to there. Here to here. This road, we can just pull it all the way down, hopefully keeping it straight. There to there. And we can build out this way a little bit. Build out that way a little bit, this way, and just build this hopefully pretty straight. Produce rum, nice. And we need one more little tiny road built over here. So let's max out the budget, change this all to profit protocol, and then go through and see which upgrades we want to pick up. Roasting chambers, fine. These gold mines, nothing really important. Nickel mines. I should potentially get canaries for all of these buildings. I mean, screw it, we have enough money right now. So we have canaries on everything. And now we just need some extra homes. So right now we only need around 4. But as a matter of fact, what I kind of want to do is do this road, like this cool little road system that I got going on. I want to do this on the other side. So we built over 2 houses, and then yeah, so we'll do 2, 3 here. Not sure how deep I went into this. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So that's fine. And let's build the poor housing up first, the flop houses.
Airplanes have revolutionized warfare, yet Tropico still has no air force. An official palace statement says, learn to fly one, then we will get planes.
Let's actually go through and electrify all of these buildings. And as a matter of fact, what else we can do is put a substation right about here, which is kind of disrespectful to put this substation like right in the poor area, but I think it'll be okay. So there's that. So now they have a housing quality of 48 on the medium budget here. And if we go to the max budget up to 71, I mean, I guess we could do that for the poor population. Well, no, let's drag it back down. Yeah, 48's fine. So there is that. We're going to need a fire station soon, so let's go ahead and actually build the fire station, not amongst all the houses and whatnot. Well, you know what? Maybe that would be nice. Something I've never done was actually build fire stations near a population for the sole purpose of getting the bonus, what is it called? I mean, maybe we could build these amongst the population in every single little area. What was I going to build here previously? I'm trying to remember. Man, I hate losing my train of thought. Whatever it was that we were going to build here earlier, I'll build it somewhere else. But for now, let's go with this. And I want to put these on cat and tree. I think this bonus is actually going to stack as well. So let's go ahead and... Oh man, we have to wait until the next era for this. So many things are relying on making it to the next era. We should just wait these next couple of days here. Or couple of years. Go ahead and throw in some parks behind this place. Turn off random variations. And there we go. So now this entire area is complete. It looks pretty neat too. The skybox is rotating. Cool. That is pretty wicked. It looks like these guys are going to try and like drive all the way around to actually start putting out fires, which is kind of silly, but I guess it's okay. I mean, it's taken us forever to research stuff because our... What's it called? Like, we're only producing research points from a library, which is really slow. Let's just go ahead and bump up the... Let's get the academic department and let's bump up the budget to the max. And maybe consider buying a second one. Build the grocery, set the religious to this. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. It's going to take us some time to fully get around to that, but I do want to change the... What's it called? Constitution to a theocracy. Let's check in on this building. 90. Nice. In its lifetime, it's actually... Oh no, it hasn't generated us money. It almost has, but not quite yet. Our lowest service quality building for fun happiness is this theater. And so whenever the theater is running out of people, that's when we know that we've actually got enough fun happiness buildings. Like, see how it's not completely full all the time? But if we check out the buildings that are higher service quality, like this is 81 as compared to the theater 75, see how it's always full? Like right now there's 2 vacant spots, but it's pretty much always full, right? Same thing with our fun fair pier. So the lowest fun quality service building is this, and as a matter of fact it is full right now, so that means that we should probably consider building a second one soon. And I kind of do want to build a lot of these theaters so that we can have a lot of them on this work mode here, the musical. Build a fire station. I will build a fire station, just not right now. Firefighting helicopter high pressure nozzle. High pressure nozzle is really good to pick up at any stage of the game. Cocoa, I'm not going to get any more upgrades for any of this because we are going to tear it down relatively soon. I'll let this area just maintain for a while. And then eventually I'll get rid of all of these, replace them with some neighborhoods, and start building hydroponic plantations around. Checking out the population, 2 vacant jobs, and we need some more housing, which is kind of silly that I forgot to do so.
An official announcement from the palace declares that we are definitely winning the war. Keep listening to find out which side we are currently on.
So I don't want to build too many of the same, like exact same houses in a row. So we'll try and keep things at least a little bit mixed up. That looks fine. I didn't build these backwards, did I? No. Let's quick build these, just so I can guarantee, or know for a fact, what it looks like. Lowest budget, show off, electrification. Okay, that seems fine there. 173 megawatts, but we're starting to get a pretty good population of people living amongst our housing units, which is really good because this is a lot of money we're generating from rent. On top of that, we have a lot of mined resources getting pulled onto our docks. Lots of goods that we're growing out here, and it seems like all of our production buildings are adequately getting serviced by our Teamsters offices, which is really nice because this is allowing us to make a lot of money. So lots and lots of money. Labor policy is finished, so let's go into the Constitution. Well, actually wait, because I do want to get religion and state. It's going to take a while for us to get that, but let's see what we can do for, well, there's nothing really we could do. We could build a second library, but I mean, is it worth it? Maybe. We could place it here. That might be okay. I mean, screw it. I've literally never built a second one. So let's go ahead and do that. And then let's build in some more housing units. Let's go down this way. So it's pink and pink. So no more pink on this side. Let's do a blue and orange. We'll do an orange over here with a pink here, I think. Let's put this on high priority. It looks like they're already prioritizing it. Oops. Let's go through and throw in some parks. Amongst all of these, I was just throwing down... Okay, yeah, I remember the path. So what I was doing was these ones. And then these ones. So these ones with the benches on both sides are kind of in the center. And then the ones that kind of angle to one side, like it ends, it's got like this little planter box here. Those ones are going to be on the ends of these. So then let's go ahead and bump this up to the max as well. Academic department as well. I wonder if children... Oh yeah, children are in here, so nice. Only children up to the age of 14 can come here though, once we change the labor policy. Nice. And I guess maybe we could build a college as well. Just depends. Just depends how I feel once we make it to the point where that becomes a possibility. Still gonna sort of need some jobs. I mean, we're producing all the different metal types. So let's get a steel mill down, actually. We don't have access to anything that deals with pollution, but I mean, it'll be okay for now. We'll deal with it as time goes on. Let's go max budget, I guess. And that's fine. I wonder what this means. Hot rolling. Hot rolling. I think I know what that means. Like, you see those videos of like those Chinese steel mills and like there's just like a giant piece of hot steel like being pushed through something. I think that's what that means, hot rolling. And then standard process is probably like, what's it called? A giant bucket with like steel. Ooh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Okay.
I would kiss you if it was not treason to do so.
Okay.
Great future of cooperation between the West and East now awaits the post-war world.
Cool. Okay, so we moved on to the next era. We have access to, we just finished, which is really nice, religion and state. So let's put this onto theocracy. Place of religious buildings arrest criminals, increases global liberty by, or decreases global liberty by 10. And the overall tourism rating by 5, which isn't great, but I think it's okay. Increases religious faction standing by 10. So that's really good. Labor policy allows work. Citizens are required to start working at the age of 14. In terms of the ecology, we're going to go with economy first. Increases efficiency of industrial buildings by 10. Increases pollution of industrial buildings by 50%. That's kind of dangerous. We would want to get the, we'll go with energy efficient. Decreases power consumption of industrial buildings. Decreases efficiency of industrial buildings by 5, which isn't that big of like a debuff. 5%, it's alright. And it actually decreases pollution by 5% as well. That's actually like super worth. Like, we're losing a little bit of efficiency, but we're gaining a little bit of or we're also producing a little bit less pollution. The upkeep of industrial buildings has increased by just $5. That's super worth. In terms of separation of powers, we're gonna go with a true separation. Yes, just so we can get the 5-point bonus to the global liberty. So that should be everything. I do like that. So there we go. Now that we're into this era, let's go ahead and start doing all sorts of really cool things. So first off, let's start queuing up different things that we want to research. So right away, I want to do... This building always blends in, man. The what's it called? Ooh, let's do Cult Anonymous. That'll be really, really, really cool, I think. Cult Anonymous, let's do that right away. Then let's do Good Old Days, because we're going to want that as well. Cult Anonymous is going to allow us to quickly make every single person in our population part of the... What is this faction called? Conservative faction. So that'll be nice. Spelling bee would probably be good too. Roughly 5%. So 1 out of every 20 people that graduate high school instantly get a college degree. So that's a way to generate college educated people without even building a college. So that could be good, but not too sure. I would do National Day, but we are going to support the religious faction, so we won't do it. Mandatory waste. Conservatives are going to hate that, so we're not going to change this. Do everything we can for our conservative faction, but this building, it always blends in. Let's do fire station next, and then fast food joint next. So we'll wait a bit before we do the fast food joint, and as a matter of fact, I would kind of rather, well, no. Let's get rid of this, and then do that, like, 4th. In terms of anything else I want to research, let's research the theater, because I do want to do that other work mode as well. And we could do a TV station. That could be pretty worth. Let's go ahead and build a TV station anyways. No, we want to build that kind of in our downtown area, so let's continue just building up the population the way that we're going about it. Homeless population, plenty of housing, there shouldn't be any issues. Okay. Screw it, we're making so much money, let's actually push this up to here. Show off electrification. So everything being electrified, and we're on the second to highest budget, that's bringing us housing quality in 95. So if we get our fire station and put it on cat and tree work mode, then this is going to push everyone over the 95. And then we can build our little, what's it called? Our little fast food joints. It's going to push it even higher up. As a matter of fact, what we can do is demolish this park and let's build a fast food joint here. And we can build a nice little park out front. So I'm curious how that's going to look. Let's quick build it. Max out the budget. And we're going to need to wait for free refill. Increases by 5. So a 5-point bonus to the residential building service quality. Or housing happiness, I suppose. But that means that we are going to, right now that would be over 100. And then this, let's see what it's giving. Yeah, another 5. And so that scales with efficiency. So this being on 125% efficiency, this being on 125 efficiency should be a 12-point bonus. Let's see what going down one will do. Imagine a 12-point bonus added to this 80 here. But on top of that, electrifying it is going to increase efficiency by 25%. So that 12-point bonus goes up by a quarter, I believe. So what is that, like 15-point bonus to this? And then we can do like 1 or 2 other things that'll boost housing quality as well, allowing us to maintain a pretty low budget while still getting a very high housing quality. Meaning that we'll make everyone happy in terms of their houses, while like extorting as much rent as possible. We have a lot of unemployed people, so we definitely need to kind of search out some jobs like ASAP. All of our mines are reducing. Quickly, I guess what we can do is sort of set up some job sites around the new area. And as a matter of fact, let's go through and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Hopefully I'm not doing any of the same ones over and over. Orange, orange, blue. Let's get all of every single house around here at least considered in terms of where we want them. I mean, maybe I shouldn't really like worry too much about building too many houses that look the same in a row. It's not like from a distance you'll be able to tell anyways. But there is all of that. I kind of do want to move the Teamsters offices maybe to like the industrial zone, just somewhere out of the way. I think that'd be a bit more ideal, but that's alright. And as a matter of fact, I kind of wish that I would have put this road on like towards the main road. See how it's going towards this back road over here? Reason being is that all of the buses would funnel onto this main road once we eventually set that up. But for now, it's okay. I should get rid of maybe these 2 houses here and replace them with a parking deck. Probably be best. And then we're gonna need a new grocery. So let's build one over here. So as a matter of fact, let's move this building, and I think I'm gonna fully commit to the idea of building these over here. Maybe what we can do is something like that. Let's actually move this one too. So there's those 2, and then what we can do is build this road up this way to here. Oops, a little too short. And just throw in a park right here because I'm not going to use that spot anyways. Try and keep these little slots around here specifically for building up buildings that our population is going to be using. So let's build our grocery on the other side. That looks fine. As a matter of fact, let's destroy this. We can maybe build yet another clinic. We should build another theater. Go and put this one. I don't want them to be like too repeating, but we can do one here, I guess. Fine. These guys over here are probably going to want their very own church, so let's go ahead and do that next. Let's do it on this side. We don't need to build, I don't think we need another whole high school. Let's do a clinic here-ish. Let's press play for a second. As a matter of fact, I could do the clinic kind of opposing our grocery and then just fill the rest of the space in with parks. I think that'll look a little more neat. Like this, I think. And then we can throw in just some parks around. Sort of filling in the area with kind of whatever. So that's all that. Let's go through, fill in all these areas between the houses with their parks. Get rid of random variations. Do it like that. I guess those two there is probably fine. Go through these two there. Switch this to... all of this. Okay, I think that looks pretty good so far. What else do we want to construct? I do want to set up every single location with their own fire stations, so let's do the same there. And over here, instead of even building one singular restaurant, we'll just do the fast food joint instead. I think that's fine. And considering real quick, what else can we build? Did I end up setting the theater up? I did. Okay, so all of this stuff's done. So let's go through and quick build just a couple of things. Churches, fast food joint, both of these. Okay. Damn, look at that. Very neat. So max out the budget here. Oil cleaning system's decent. Increases job quality and the service quality. So we'll get that on both of them. Max out the budget here. Shared seats, pompous bells. We don't need to max out the budget here. Not yet. Well, screw it. Let's do it now. Max out the budget on that. This is already maxed out. Increases the efficiency of high schools and colleges. So maybe that would be good. We can leave our first two libraries on this work mode. Let's see what the efficiency bonus is. Support public services. It's maxed out. Very good. Max out the budget here. And then we can max out the budget here. Do both of these upgrades for every single one of our buildings. And yes, max out the budget here, I guess. And that's all electrified. So we need to go with this one here, show off on everything, and make sure everything is electrified. So hit play. And this is looking good. I like this whole entire neighborhood here. It's a lot of extra jobs. Ooh, that's perfectly like as many as we needed. Unemployed. Well, now some extra people moved in. But that's okay. Quickly, we can throw in some parks over here. Turn off random variations, and just like that. Okay. There's a little bit of space here. Maybe I could put in something. Maybe an arcade would be okay. Just one arcade, I suppose. Things are getting a little bit cluttered here. But I think that's okay there. Yeah, screw it. Let's do it. Go ahead and quick build it on up. Max out the budget. Could make this online, even though it's 1918 and internet hasn't been invented yet. Job quality is decreased by 10, that sucks. Fee goes up by 1, every employee adds 1 visitor slot. So really online is mainly like a touristy thing. A penny arcade is if your entire population's poor, or you have a lot of poor people. Yes. Job quality goes down as well, which, I mean, it's kind of whatever. International high score ranking system, and it's only $1 increase, which isn't really important unless you're bringing tourists in. Very low service quality, but as a matter of fact, we can upgrade our radio station. Firefighting helicopters. Let's get high pressure nozzles on both of our buildings for now. We don't really need anything else. Any upgrades here? Decreases. Service quality goes up with more light, so there's that. Cult Anonymous is finished. Let's go ahead and activate that.
Isn't the internet a fascinating thing? No matter how weird or extreme your views are, you can still find at least a few people on the other side of the world who agree with you. Speaking of extreme, there is this group on the internet. They're a conservative bunch and have started connecting with like-minded people on Tropico already. Maybe we can use this to our advantage.
Yes, we'll use it to our advantage. So let's go ahead and issue this edict. Don't want to do Social Security because no one's going to retire anyways, right? And adults aren't allowed to go to school anyways because by the time you're an adult, you're forced to get a job. So Social Security doesn't matter. We don't need to do anything for retirees, which is nice with this build. Good old days, we'll activate that as soon as we can. So nothing else in the Cold War, I don't think that I'm going to be activating, besides maybe Spelling Bee, which I've never done before, but I think it will be nice because that'll give us some free college educated people without needing to build a college. Assemblyman made in Tropico. Made in Tropico could be decent, but we are going to have a lot of our industry buildings on the max budget, so I don't think that the 5% export price increase is going to outweigh having all of our industry buildings cost a fifth more when they're on the max budget. That's a lot of money. And nothing else that I really see here. Nuclear testing, good old days. Okay, yeah, so that's everything with those. Looking back at the World Wars era, I don't think that there was anything, maybe literacy program, but we'll kind of think about it soon. We'll say we'll produce oil. Oh yeah, I forgot, we have to try and make it through this era as well. I mean, we could try and join the nuclear club, that could be alright. Borrow a major international landmark. I wonder what the landmarks are in this era. Let's do join the nuclear club. We have a very strong economy.
Powerful gesture for a powerful leader. This is not simply a spark of genius. It is atomic.
Atomic. Okay, so cool. How much electricity, spare electricity do we have? We have enough, just enough, so let's kind of prepare to do this. So in terms of, these are 17 is how far I'm counting down, right? For these city blocks, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So that's how far down 2 neighborhoods are going to be to fit into this area, right? So everything past this road and kind of snugged up against this cliffside here. In this area, I want a small military base. We don't need like a massive military. Just enough, just in case something terrible happens, but that'll be fine. And on top of that, we can build our nuclear bomb amongst all of this. So let's figure out where the nuke is. I think it's under media and education. Nuclear program. So it's going to cost a lot of money, and it's going to cost a lot of research points, so let's go ahead and cancel all of our current researches. And let's save up research for a bit, because we are going to need it. We could even build a research lab. Let's do the nuclear program for right now, though. Because we are generating like a pretty good amount already, so build that there. Build this road all the way down. Something that I should have checked is, are these people all being affected by the newspaper? Almost everyone is. So what we can do is build another newspaper here. I suppose that's fine. So let's go ahead and quick build that. Max out the budget and change this to deals and profit. Okay. Put this on high priority, and we have just enough stuff to get this thing running. We are going to need more research points though, and we're generating a lot of money, which is really good. Let's go through and make sure all of our production buildings are still being serviced, which it looks like most of them are. We could probably use a new Teamster's office, so let's go ahead and build one in our industrial zone. Can fit one here, I think. Quick build it, max out the budget, second shift it. Oh, we don't need actually all these on the max budget. Second highest budget is fine. Nuclear program's getting built up, very good. And as a matter of fact, I think we're making enough money to where we can set up one singular research lab, and later on I'll change this where it's located, but for now here's probably fine. Higher priority because there's a number of houses that they could build.
Radioactive waste. Tropico's nuclear program uses a new kind of uranium that produces 0 officially recorded waste products.
Officially recorded. Alright. So knowledge, we're not like rolling deep in the knowledge points, but we will soon. So that's fine. So right now, the only time that people are going to use vehicles is if they work at a job site like the power plant that has road access, or maybe in the Teamster's office. There's a lot of things that they need. They need to be rich.
The market is climbing and falling so rapidly. Just looking at the reports is making me seasick.
That's interesting. The monthly price fluctuations of all goods are stronger, so everything's just moving up and down real crazy. But either way,
I am inspired.
they want us to build a funfair pier, but we already have one. Service quality of 130, so everyone should be coming to the funfair pier all the time. But here's our power plant. So real quick, I want to talk about getting your population to use cars. They need to be rich, right? Which some of these people are rich, some are filthy rich, with a couple being well off. But most of these people are rich. So most of the people in the power plant can use a car, right? But they're not going to use a car to like drive home, to drive to work, to go do anything. The only time that they're going to use it is if they're at work and they're going to go to something that has road access, like a grocery. So you might notice a few cars, and usually it's stuff like that. Maybe these guys can be rich too. None of them are, but they make a wage that's high enough to be rich. But anytime someone's rich and they want to go to a building that has road access, then they'll drive a car. However, we don't have any parking decks. If we put a parking deck right in the middle of this neighborhood here, then people would walk from their little neighborhood to the parking deck, and then they'll drive literally anywhere else that they needed to go, as long as they're rich. So that's one way to get a lot of people driving. Which I might do. You know what? As a matter of fact, I might get rid of our restaurant here. It's nice, but I think it'll be more efficient. Okay, so now we're starting to spend a lot of money. Hopefully we're making a lot of money. We kind of are, but should probably take it a bit easy. Let's lower the budget on all the housing 1 point. Just trying to maintain things, because this building's getting very expensive. $2,000 spent already, and it's not even done anything. We need the 5,000 research points. Generating a little bit. Research lab should help out a lot. Gonna need some college educated people to work in it, and we're gonna maximize the budget, so it's gonna get pretty expensive pretty quickly. Alrighty, however, this video is reaching just over an hour long, so I'm gonna finish setting up the research lab. We need more electricity. So, because we're making a conservative island, not a single wind turbine is a viable option. We have to make everything off of power plants.
Preferential treatment during routine search and seizure actions. Sign up today.
Okay, put this on high priority. Real quick, I will get everything functioning properly before moving on to the outro here. Making good money, very, very good. And so with this research lab, once it gets all the electricity it needs, we'll start generating a lot. Build a golf course, I won't do that. But we're going to start generating a lot of research points. Already, no, we're not making any. I'm like half tempted. Yeah, let's just quick build this. Max out the budget. If we get pollution filter on both of these, that could be good. Still making good money. Deliver an amazing speech. Crime safety is looking like it's kind of becoming a problem, but that's okay. Blame no one, promise nothing. All we need to do is build this nuclear bomb and we'll be in the final era.
You have showed your faith in me, and that faith will be rewarded. Every Tropicon will get what they deserve. Today is the most exciting day in Tropico's grand history. The war is over.
They call me the Broker.
Nice. Okay.
I guess I had another name once. But you know what names are good for? They're good for getting you arrested, Presidente. Well, that's not my game. My game would be business. Which business? Hey, what have you got?
Nice, okay. So, as you could see there, we're generating a lot of research points. So real quickly, I guess I can generate everything that we need to start building our nuke. And then I'll end the episode. I think that's a pretty good moment to end it there. I haven't checked on population in a minute. Handful of unemployed, like vacant jobs. We have a lot of vacant homes. I didn't realize. That's totally not good. It's a lot of houses that are just out here. Let's go in ×2 speed while I do this. There's a lot of houses out here that we're just wasting money on. And they're actually not generating us any rent. So, not good. there's a tiny little thing that I wish, which would be that I wish that people would kind of prioritize like living in a better home. Because like I reckon, like watch, ready? A lot of these guys are gonna be well off. Yep, well off guy. Well off, well off, well off, rich. And then that's gonna be for every single flop house, and we have 6 of them. So that's just like a lot of poor housing that like we're just not using.
Cold War. A special report from Canal Uno reveals the answer. El Presidente. We never doubted it.
Canal Uno. Does that mean Channel 1? Either way. Let's go through, pause every single house that we're not using for right now. Still on ×2 speed. Hopefully that is all of them. It looks like it. Okay, cool. All these houses over here are all being completely lived in. And how much research points do we have now? 1 ×4 speed again. So we only need to wait for 1,000, which should be generated relatively quickly. And then $10,000 and we'll be there. So we're going to make a nuclear bomb sometime around like hopefully 1925, which is a bit ridiculous, but I think that's okay. And what is nice about what I've done with setting up all this research points is I can then queue up all of the various research things that I wanted to get done. So bam, there's the necessary 5,000. And even though we have like some pretty expensive buildings going on, I did set up the economy relatively well enough with all the mines. This very generic mega plantation setup. This is something that like I always do if I can't really think of anything else like right off the bat that I want to do. Check out my beginner's guide. I talk about this. I talk about other setups for your plantation setups. Then we just have a bunch of mines out here. What kind of does suck is people have to walk all the way out here, so we do need to set up some bus stations to help out, but we're not going to do that until the next episode when we set up our first bit of our downtown area, because we will make it into the modern times area pretty quickly. So now we're building a bomb, right? So if we come check our research points, we're down to 0. But what this means is now I can queue up a bunch of things that I want to research. So real quick, let's go look through. We want the right to bear arms, right? That only makes sense. And we're going to research all of this stuff like really, really fast, which is nice. Emigration, people leaving. I mean, I feel like a conservative approach to it is like love it or leave it. Like, you can leave the country. But people moving in, immigration, that's where it gets a little bit different, I think. Media independence. I don't really want to worry about these right now. Let's get good old days. I had it queued up in like a specific order, but I've since forgotten. Let's do the theater, let's do the high school, not the restaurant. We're not going to build any more restaurants. We're actually going to get rid of them soon. Fast food joint, fire station. And we have Cult Anonymous already, so let's do good old days next. And spelling bee. Okay, that should be everything for the foreseeable future. As much research as we've just generated on ×4 speed waiting for the nuclear bomb, I think that would have researched like almost all of these, which is just an example of how much we're generating. But either way, this video is definitely coming to an end right about now. Made lots of good progress. Quickly moving through. I do kind of like the hour-long episodes that I'm going to be going for the foreseeable future. So, I really hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, be sure to leave a like. And if you want to follow along with more Tropico 6 series, or you want to follow along with any of the other series that I've done, then be sure to check out my channel. I keep everything relatively organized amongst my various playlists. Peace.